On Capricorn FM and live on ENCA. This is the Chairman's Conversation with President Thabo Mbeki. Thank you so much for paying attention, for listening, and for joining us. Mr. President, did you compromise hundreds of thousands of people in order to save money of the state, of government, and were heartless enough to let black people die of AIDS, and you did not give aid? Didn't care?
No, Gavin, unfortunately, we don't have time to discuss this thing properly.
Yeah.
But the policy, the current government,
yeah.
One of the things I hear they praise themselves for is a very good, effective AIDS policy.
Mm-hmm.
That policy was adopted by our government in the early 2000s. Mm-hmm. And hasn't changed. We adopted that policy. Trevor, you might remember, and Mujangu, 2000, 2001, thereabouts. Comprehensive African policy on AIDS, and it hasn't changed. So the then government acted on this issue. So anybody who argues that we didn't is wrong.
I say you were forced, you didn't want to.
No, nonsense. Nonsense. You know, there was an issue that was raised in the literature that some of these AIDS drugs had a very high toxic effect. And so I said publicly, that therefore we must look at this matter, because it may be that it is the drug that kills people rather than the illness, because of the toxicity. So let's look at this matter and act on it. As it happened with that particular drug, which was mentioned then, mm-hmm. In fact, they actually reduced the dosages globally. Never mind which one.
Okay.
They actually reduced the dosages because the allegation that it was highly toxic was
mm-hmm.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
So there are many other questions that we raised. You see, that's why I'm saying we don't have enough time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's try in a nutshell on that question.
I don't know about nut.
Yeah.
You know, AIDS. The acronym AIDS is Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome. Mm-hmm. That's AIDS. So the question we're asking, what causes immune deficiency? Mm-hmm. And how is this thing acquired, which causes immune deficiency? Because in our response to this condition, mm-hmm. we must be able to do everything possible to deal with this problem of acquired immune deficiency. It was exactly to make sure that we save lives of our people, mm-hmm. not the opposite. But then people say, the only thing that you do with regard to acquired immune deficiency, give them ARVs. And I say, you can't say that, because given medical textbooks that are used in our medical schools here, they'll have a chapter there on acquired immune deficiency. And they tell you how immune deficiency is acquired. Persistent malnutrition, malaria which is not treated properly, venereal diseases which are not treated properly. These are the things some of the things which result in acquired immune deficiency, mm-hmm. which produce this syndrome. As a government, you got to say, therefore, let us intervene to make sure people don't suffer from malnutrition, to make sure that diseases are treated properly. You are dealing with the problem of acquired immune deficiency. No, the problem was, no, don't do any of those things. Give them ARVs.
What in your view, why that insistence? Don't ask questions, give, where did that come from?
I suppose people got convinced by whatever was said publicly that the only solution to this problem is this one. You need a comprehensive response to this. Let me go back a bit. You got the virus HI, the human immune deficiency virus, which is part of the complex of this. And so part of what we were saying, but what I was saying, is that sure, I agree that HIV might be part of what causes immune deficiency, but it's not the only thing. I'm saying I'll give you a medical textbook tomorrow, written by Kuvadia and others, which explains this thing. So I'm saying that what we had to do, what I was arguing in Master as a government, you need a comprehensive intervention on this, which is why the issue of poverty arose. Because your immune deficiency, a lot of your diseases which will cause acquired immune deficiency are diseases of poverty. You've got to deal with that. This is a socio-economic problem, not just a medical problem. Intervene medically, sure, but you've got to also intervene in this other way. The people who manufacture the drugs are not interested in your socio-economic interventions. They make money out of sale of drugs.
Well,
so they'll push drugs